And we're here. It's Tuesday. We're here.
We're here.
We made it. I feel bad. I don't have like my makeup. I didn't get all sauced up. It's Taco Tuesday and we've got thunderstorms here. So I've been outside gardening and I went to, this is a big deal, man. This is a big deal. So up here in the boonies in northern Minnesota, I've got a really kind of decent piece of land to do something with. I've been wanting to get trees, like fruit trees, for the last 2-3 years. And it was sad because every time that the people would get their fruit trees in, it didn't matter whether it was Costco or the fruit tree man. It didn't matter if it was a local grower or not. The day they announced that they were for sale, they were gone. They were gone. And then you'd get there at 3 o'clock and people be like, oh yeah, no, that's every year. You just got to be there. It's like Black Friday. I didn't know this. So I've had to kind of learn and adjust. And the other day I was just out shopping. Just out shopping. And it just so happened I saw the truck. Back up. Shh. And the apple trees came off the truck. And I was there. And I said, how much for 4 of them right now? And we got 4 apple trees. So I wasn't expecting that, but the day came. You know what I mean? Where you have to just do it. You have to just do it. It's Aries season. And as we know, if you guys joined us last week on the Astrology and Alchemy with Sarah and Matt, you know, Aries season means just do it. Just do it.
Screw it, just do it.
Screw it, just do it. I
got to add real quick, full disclaimer in case anybody's looking. I don't know how, I'm always self-conscious. I don't know how much people can see, but we are in the middle of pollen hell. When I was in Pennsylvania, I thought allergies and pollen was bad. I knew nothing until I moved here to North Carolina, where everything is coated in a thick green, looks like snow. If I disappear, I'm sneezing. I will rattle off like 300 sneezes in a row. So if I vanish, that's what's going on. But what started about 2 hours ago is it's on the wrong. No, it is this one.
Oh,
I feel like I got punched and it's like bulging out a little bit and my eyes are looking really red. So I was not doing any illegal substances.
Sure, yeah.
At least now illegal in the state of North Carolina. But
and now every time I'm doing these. Now that you've said allergies and I do that, people are gonna be wondering. Man,
friend from high school, Tony.
Yes,
one of my all-time favorite bands.
The Pixies.
I mentioned, I think last Sunday when I was talking about my attempt at Cure Hair, Disintegration is my all-time favorite album.
Mm-hmm.
Doolittle is definitely top 10, possibly top 5. So,
Pixies
love the Pixies.
Woo, woo.
You know that we talked about that before.
I love it. Yeah, it's no surprise. It's no surprise to those people who join us frequently here on the show. So, how was your weekend? Your weekend in Aries, Matt? How did it go?
Well, I guess in a true Aries fashion, I got a lot of crap done. Got a lot done. Feeling my age a little bit and that I got more sore than I feel I should have for what I did. But we got a lot done. Tore out carpet, weeded gardens, threw out a bunch of stuff. I do my long walk. I did one of these apps. I guess some people might think they're dumb, but I've actually liked this. I got this app that you pick courses because I do walk. I walk for exercise all the time, but you do courses and then it like like on Google Maps, it's like a fake course to it. So I'm like doing this one in Ireland right now. That's like 120 miles, and so I try to do at least like 6 miles every Sunday if it's not raining, and then a couple of other times during the week. So I got my 6 miles in. I did my tore out carpet. I did. Well, it's awesome. Before years ago, before I got in better shape, I couldn't walk like half a mile without like having this like muscle issue in my leg. So the fact that I can do 6 now with no problems, awesome.
Isn't that amazing? 6 miles. That's amazing. That's me lost in the woods. If I'm doing 6 miles, I'm lost in the woods. There's just absolutely no way. But like Mary and Tony and some of the other people joining us here in the chat, I too was productive. I did some raking. I cleaned out our chicken coop. I want to go get some little fluff balls, and we're gonna wing it. And me adding some fluff ball babies to the coop of my chickens are pretty nice. I don't think they'll peck them to death, but you know how that goes. We will have to figure it out. we'll have to just let it play out. Let the cards fall as they may. That's part of the fun out here, right? With kids and letting Mother Nature teach it. I don't have to teach it. They teach it. It teaches it. You like go out to get the chicken eggs and it's like, oh no, it'll be horrible. It might be. I don't know. I'm really stressed about it. I'm trying not to be too stressed about it, but that's going to happen this week. So without further ado, let's go into the astrology this week. Let's see. For those of you out there joining us, if this is your first time, welcome. Get ready. We are going to walk through the astrology for this week from not just today. Today is almost over. So the Venus and Aries, Mars and Gemini, we kind of already mentioned, everything kind of amping up a little bit, especially in social spaces, people talking. Yep. But what about tomorrow and for the next week ahead? So Matt, tomorrow is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. If those of you are all in the same dimension that I'm in. And that means that the moon in Aquarius, will be conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius.
All right. So for folks that don't watch this, I do a lot of, Sarah has her like astro cheat sheet, and I don't look at the daily stuff ahead of this, so I kind of do this cold, and it's just kind of, so that's why if you ever see me like wheels turning, I'm kind of, so I don't prep this ahead of time. So conjunct, first of all, so conjuncts on top of each other. So think of like those face apps. If you, I'm getting a lot of those ads right now on Facebook. There's some new app about like, look what your baby would look like. It's like your picture and your partner's picture. What will your baby look like? It's it's that merging, or I always go back to my college mascot before they changed it was the centaur. So you take a human and you take a horse and you put them together and you get a centaur. So conjunct is you take the two energies and you combine them. So they're both in Aquarius. So Aquarius, rebellious energy, individualistic energy ruled by Uranus. So it's got to have innovation. It's kind of change coming out of left field. It's, again, rebel against the system thing. And you have the moon, which is your inner emotional and security self, combining with Jupiter, which I always view Jupiter as, I love your analogy for it too. I just go in a different direction.
Chris Farley.
I view Jupiter as opportunity. So I view it as like that car comes pulling up to you and, somebody goes, get in, and where they're going depends on which sign you're in. So this is the opportunity, and the opportunity is kind of rebellious, kind of upheaval. Again, Aquarius to me is like the purple mohawk person, or the hippie person. So it's emotion, security, giving you the opportunity to rebel against something. So I would say you have the emotional energy. If something's bugging you or something that you want to push against, there will be extra incentive, extra kind of nudge energetically out there to go ahead and do that. So you're going to see people kind of pushing the boundaries, because this is going to be the kind of thing of, you're at dinner and it's like, you know what? You smack your food when you chew for the last 15 years and I couldn't stand it, but I'm going to say it now. That kind of stuff.
He had it coming. That's a movie reference, by the way.
Or I hate this, I hate this rule. You've wanted us to do this for, all these years. I can't take it anymore. I'm not doing it. So it's going to be like the tipping point for rebellion or pushing against rules.
The straw that breaks the camel's back. Moon, feelings, inner subconscious feelings. And Jupiter, gimme more. Together.
Look for weird protests tomorrow somewhere.
Ooh, weird protests. Aquarius, age of Aquarius. What I send out to all of my Gypsy Tribe members, all those people who join me on Patreon, we get that daily astrological breakdown like we are doing here. And it breaks it down each day. And I've suggested this is that space, air. Ooh, air. This is have an experience. This is called dream. Tomorrow, have those goals, have those forward visions, do it, and be forward in your speech. Be clear and direct in your intentions, because people are likely going to misread. There's going to be a lot of air. There's going to be a lot of drama. Hey, did you hear? Hey, did you hear? Let's call, knocking, opportunity. You're not going to be able to say yes to it all, but you're going to maybe want to. Moon and Jupiter want, gimme, gimme more, gimme, gimme, gimme more. But the shadow work is, how do you tell a story without singing or using any words? For me, that would be almost impossible, as you guys know. How would Matt do that? Air magic, Aquarius, 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 all this Aquarius. How do you master it without saying anything? How do you do it?
I would joke and say interpretive dance, but that's a joke.
I like it.
You're never going to see that.
Right. And we won't tell because a good witch won't ever tell their secrets, right? But Mary is giving those suggestions in the chat, like charades, or it could be drawing, it could be art, it could be another innovative, creative thing that you're doing. For me, it's been because air and earth are tied together. Air, if you're a Freemason or an Eastern Star, you know that this is Archangel Uriel asking us, how do we know what we know? Or Archangel Raphael asking us, how do we know what we know? And to touch base with Uriel, this is what you know and to be silent about. So we have to observe. We have to observe. We have to be quiet. We have to listen. And we have to have that forward, direct kind of, certainty. I was going to say sureness, assurance, a confidence, a certain, if you will, air about you. Tomorrow, Wednesday. So guys, think about what that's going to be for you and your projects. And then Thursday. I love Thursday. I think Thursday is always one of those spark of intentions. It's a good day to always kind of prep for the weekend. And we are going to have the moon shifting again, that inner shift, only now into Pisces, into water. And that's going to be sextile Uranus, the weird planet, Uranus into Taurus.
I say this every freaking week. And so we're going to have a little celebration when we have like a week where we don't have to deal with Pisces. I like Pisces. Don't get this wrong. But Pisces is probably out of the 12, the one that I have like the hardest time like describing. So, and it's come up, granted, we just came out of Pisces season, but it's come up since we started doing this show, we've had a Pisces aspect every single week. All right, so moon's in Pisces. So this is emotion. Pisces is the end of the cycle. It's a water sign. It's deep. It's introspective. It's a lot of, I think, just kind of like deep psychology. There's an artsy piece to it. There's a martyr piece to it. It's the end of the cycle. I view this kind of as if Aries is like the new young, like rebellious teenager, or not rebellious, but just the impulsive teenager. Pisces is kind of like that deathbed perspective on your whole life. You're at the end of your life and you have all this deep, wise perspective to it. So this is very emotional depth. And you said it's sextile. Sextile, I always view that as removing obstacles. And then Uranus and Taurus is a really weird one because Uranus is kind of rebellion. It's innovation. It's change coming out of left field and catching you off guard. Whereas Taurus is like that giant bull sitting on the hill that isn't going to want to do a whole lot. We're just going to sit and chill. We like comfort. We like things nice. We like things comfortable, but we're not going to do a whole hell of a lot. So to me, that's like an odd energetic combo of unexpected change, innovation, kind of independence, doing my own thing, combined with I'm just going to kind of chill. So I always view this one as kind of like the hippies that are just like, yeah, we're going to be rebellious, but we're going to be rebellious because we're just going to like sit on the sofa and like smoke a whole bunch of pot and watch documentaries. It's that kind of, we'll just intellectually.
I noticed that about Taurus.
So
you and Taurus is always like, and I feel that way because of Matthew McConaughey, that idea that like, all right. But we always kind of have that. You always use hippie, but I love your language. Again, that NLP in me. I just have to watch and listen. And you used odd, weird, interesting, innovative, creative, out of left field. Perfect language for Uranus, for Taurus, for the moon in Pisces. The moon, a subconscious feminine feeling of our inner inner deep things, right? Like you said, those deep feelings. And Pisces and a water and a water and a wishy-washy water sign. And sextile, like you said, removing obstacles. I think of the wordplay for sextile over like affectionate, wanting to be flirtatiously in momentum with Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is weird. It's that Winona Ryder, right? And so thinking outside the box, being unconventional, weird, odd, in all of your endeavors, thinking about the different path. And I had suggested in the shadow work possibly that if you were a time traveler, a witch walker, somebody who is capable of being a time jumper or looper, that you would even think in your meditation or astral spaces, where are you also going? Not just where are you going, but where are you also going? Kind of just some interesting thoughts to keep it in a space that's emotionally protected, which is nice, especially for Thursday. Do a little, but not too much, but do some stuff and think outside the box, right? Like Matt said. But then Friday, and like Matt said, I've got a cheat sheet.
Give me one more thing before you go to Friday here. So kind of what I break these things out as, I don't know if this is going to help anybody, but almost do them like little sentences then.
Yeah.
So we have moon. So we have emotion, Pisces, that deep introspection, sextile, removing obstacles, Uranus, innovation, rebellion, change, Taurus, not wanting to do a lot, wants comfort. So how I would view this is on Thursday, you're having a emotional shift. Your emotional deep introspection will lead you to finally deciding to remove some obstacles to go ahead and make some changes that will make you feel more comfortable. So see people making changes and things that will help enhance more of their own personal comfort. So
comfort being the Taurus, writing that out, that NLP wordplay, right? Just again, it's so beautiful. I love it that you do it. It's that kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say the sexist person in me or the feminist. It's that masculine way, breaking it down very simply. It's beautiful. Just what it is. Boom, boom, boom. Efficient. That's what it was. It was efficiency. Yes. That's exactly it. And for those of you listening, think about how you're going to do that. This is how we use astrology to prepare. This is how we allow ourselves to be psychic and have the confidence of when someone goes, oh yeah, well, how do you know that that's going to happen? That you go, you know what, this isn't about me and my ego and that I'm godly and I'm prophetic and I speak to spirits and they've told me and I'm special and you're not and I hear it and you don't and I'm gifted and you aren't. It's not one of those things. It's that I've actually paid attention to the things that are accessible to every single person and you can and listen to it now. And here we are and it's right there and it's like everyone's or always known. And in fact, that's how. And so that's how I'm confident in it. It's actually not about me. And so I can be really proud of it. I can separate myself, ego completely, and explain it in some way and give it to you to science. Let you love it and use it. And it's applicable. It's predictable. It's science. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then that way we know Friday.
I'm going to jump in one more thing quick here because I'm going to be an asshole because you say Matt's an asshole anyway, and just give a shout out. I know a lot of people are saying hi in the chat, and I always say this every time. I guess it's like my OCD thing on this. I can't respond. I can't respond in the chat, so just a blanket hello to everyone and thank you. That's comments. I feel bad not responding, so that's why. So
wait, Matt can say nothing.
Yeah. Now we're back to Friday. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Gosh dang it. You sound like a Minnesotan. I was talking to somebody about that today. It was a crisis intervention call and they had an overdose and the person was actually apologizing as they came to. And we were talking about this space where they're like, I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, did I bleed on your sofa? And it's like, you are Minnesotan. Not that that's appropriate to be funny in that space, but sometimes we are funny in that space and that's okay. Anyway.
Anchorman 2, if no one's seen that, the big fight scene with all the different news people in the Canadian News Network. And they'll yell an insult and they'll go, sorry, we're going to kill you. Sorry.
Right. Oh my goodness. And it's Paul Rudd's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Paul Rudd. Anyway, Friday, stay focused. Squirrel. Friday, April 9th. What do we have to expect? Two things. So this will sound like a mouthful. I promise we'll stay focused, but Friday is important, right? We're all going to wake up. We're going to be empowered. We're going to be excited. And we're going to remember the astrology before we step outside the house, what to expect. Not only is it Friday, it's a waning moon, meaning it's draining to a newness. But Mars will be in Gemini, squaring off with Neptune in Pisces. What do you say for that?
All right, so I'm going to go with my whole sentence thing again here. So think of Mars as aggression, initiative, ambition, what you want to do. Gemini, the twins, or kind of like think Two-Face. So, it's in air, so it's very intellectual. But I view, in this case, with like Mars in Gemini, I view it as so Robert Frost, The Road Less Traveled, fork in the road. So like the Gemini energy, so Mars, you're going to want to do something, but that Gemini energy then is like, do I take the left fork? Do I take the right? Which? So you got that kind of like, and it's Gemini is very, so it's masculine, so it's outward, so, and it's very communicative. So there's a lot of verbal. So people with this, that strongness is going to be lots of talk. You'll be a lot about what decisions they want to make. Square is obstacle, block. So the energy working against, I want to make a decision, is Neptune, which is dreamy. I always view it as kind of foggy. So, are you really seeing what you're supposed to see? This is what I'm dreaming or kind of fantasizing about, but is it really reality? And it's in its home sign of Pisces, which is, again, that water and introspective and psych. So, are you, that energy, I really say, is, are you seeing what you want to see? So look at this. I want to make a move. I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going to move. And that is going to be interfered by my dreams and maybe misreading things and fogginess. And so how I view that is, if you're going to go ahead and make a decision, there's a very, very high chance on Friday you're going to make the wrong one.
It's weird. I often, and I am hearing spirits, I hear spirits. Let's go ahead and just say that if you're joining me for the first time, I'll go ahead and advertise that I'm the weird one between the two of us, right? And I hear a lot of energy through music. I mean, music very much speaks to me. And so when you were saying that, Mars and Gemini, Mars, my Mel Gibson warrior, masculine men go to Mars. In Gemini, the two-faced perspective, like the oracle, the tell me, no, tell me. Which way? Yes, which way? This one, squaring off with, to square off with, or square in the jaw, like, oh, he hits me square in the jaw. Neptune, the planet, King Triton, water, the abyss, stuff's different down there. We just discovered Megalodon is real, living, like 60-foot huge sharks down there. In Pisces, the water of water, the fish space. That energy will be lacking around you as you kind of compare. Aries, shifting, motivation, discerning. Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I misheard? Is this working? Gemini, are people listening? Are they not? What's going on here? Squaring off with, I feel that fight or that conflict about Neptune, my feelings, Neptune, my dreams or delusions, in a feely space where people are maybe taking advantage of me. So being very careful about boundaries, very careful about protection. And I was hearing the song, this is the feeling, is this just fantasy? Call it a lie. You know the song, right? Escape from reality. I was, right? You can hear it. Like I hear that space for Friday, this bohemian space, thinking about, okay, are we thinking about Wayne's World? Where do you see this? And where is this going down? This shadow work of, is it going to be motivational, or is it scary, or is this like a cry for help because you're desperate and that straw that broke the camel's back on Wednesday just didn't really go well and things crashed and burned? Well, we also get a really good indication of how to use this energy. Put your boundaries up. Listen to everything. Listen actively. Do not act. necessarily, right? Mercury in Aries, sextile Saturn in Aquarius.
I like that pause.
Right? I'm thinking and I'm like, oh man, it's the Mercury and Aries for me. And anything Saturn, anything rules, and the Aquarius, the, you know, I would say that because it's an air space that can be quite stressful. And Mercury is communication and sometimes drama. And in Aries, oh my gosh, it's going to be a fiery mental focus. You're going to be able to see details manifesting. You're going to be able to see long-term plans. You're going to be able to see all this, but the gathering of information is going to come with some pretty constructive, criticizing, argumentative, possibly, I call it wrench it relationship work, where you're going 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, kind of doing, like a Paula Abdul thing here. And so you're going to do a lot of forgive me, apologize, forgive me, apologize. What's the plan? What's the plan, Z? What's your mode? What's your goal? What do you got going on here? I'm interested in when you think of Mercury in Aries, sextile Saturn and Aquarius. How does Matt see that?
Friday's going to be an interesting day. So I'm already saying ahead of time that I'm thinking that if you get triggered on political things and political proposals, and then I'll get into the details why, Friday will probably be a bad day for you. If you're entertained by this, Friday will be a good day. Mercury's communication, Aries, again, I view it's like that 16-year-old guy, just, their whole time frame's 1 week in the future. They're impulsive. They're not thinking things through very much. It's just bang, 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 bang. So this is communication that's not going to have a whole hell of a lot of tact to it. It's going to be very direct, not very sophisticated, and it's going to be direct to the point and possibly brash. Saturn is, I always view it as the rings as rules or containment. So Saturn is boundaries and kind of your rules and discipline. But Aquarius is just like the Taurus and Uranus. This is a weird one, because Aquarius is the sign of kind of rebellion, and it's in the planet the planet of rules and restrictions is in the sign of rebellion and change. So how I view this is we're going to change the rules. We're going to blow up the rules and we're going to change it. So there's going to be a lot, I think on Friday, a lot of verbal expressions that is not very tactful on how we need to blow up and change rules. So I see lots of statements and lots of things happening Friday that are just going to be very inflammatory to piss people off. So just think of anything. I'll do a third rail one that I think is at least not very controversial. This will be the one where people will be out there proposing that we should just seize all guns, or something like the stuff that's going to totally send people off the deep end. It's going to be I think we should change this rule, and I'm going to express it in a way that's just going to be so direct and piss people off. I don't care.
Direct speech, direct censorship, yank it, pull it, all of it. All that weird, fiery, getting fired up, hollering maybe before you think. Eek. Be careful. Might I suggest writing things down, having someone edit before you send them on Friday would be ideal. It's not to say don't go out. It just means chew gum on Friday. Do those things that we as witches might do, even myself with a lip ring. I need to keep my mouth shut. That's one of my biggest issues. It's both a gift and a weakness. And so I am very aware of that. And this is just one of those spaces. If you get pulled over, as the famous lawyers say, shut the F up. Don't say anything. And then everything will be fine. And I expect it to be just fine. So then we go into Saturday. Saturday's kind of fun because this is a continuation of the Aries season that we are in, guys. When we hear astrologers and all those people out there going, it's Aries season. What does that mean? It's a fire. It's a cardinal fire space and a lot of different planets moving through or in Aries or through that constellation space And one of them is going to be on Saturday. You wake up Saturday morning. Oh, what happened on Friday? Like Matt said, oh, did shit blow up? Burn? What are we? Everything's still alive? Well, Venus is going to be in Aries, and that's going to be sextile with Jupiter.
Oh no.
Don't say oh no, with Jupiter and Aquarius. What do you think of? What do you think of when you hear that?
Well, first of all, I think there's going to be a lot of, in the social media realm, I think there's going to be a lot of unfriending on Friday based on brash things that people are saying. Then we get to Saturday, and I think I've had a bad thing to say about, we've gone from Venus in Pisces, which I thought could be some bad things. So this is just, I'll lay it all out, but you'll see why I just don't think this is great. So Venus can be either business or it can be romance.
Pleasure.
Most people think of the romance side, so we'll kind of go there. Again, Aries energy, so think 15, 16-year-old guy, weak time frame. We're not going to think things through very fast. Screw it, we're just going to do it. Impulsive, go. In the field of romance, sextile, eliminate obstacles. Jupiter, opportunity. That car pulling up with, get in the car. We're going to go in Aquarius, kind of unique, rebellious, out there. So I see this as, and it's on a Saturday, so it makes it even worse. It's on a weekend. And still, I think we're still technically kind of in spring break season. Opportunities for romantic activities that aren't your usual thing and are kind of unique. So there'll be people pushing the boundaries.
Let's go cave jumping.
So I hate to say it.
Let's go play chicken like in Cry Baby.
Yeah. Lots of activities in that realm. And then they're like, I hate to say it because I usually don't like talk in this space or not, but I just view this as there'll be a lot of like kinky energy on Saturday.
Ooh, kinky energy on Saturday. Be careful. That means don't let them choke you for too long, people. People die that way. I'm in forensics, and that is something that happens. And what else does that mean in that space? That means if you're doing something in that Venus space, don't go to parties where it's like, everyone, put your pills in the fishbowl and we'll all just reach in and take some. It'll be fun. Don't do that. I mean, that's actually a popular game between young children. If you notice some of your pills are missing and you have children between the ages of 8 and 18 going to other friends' houses, check that this is a popular party. Dumb. Don't do that. Dumb. That would be these things. What is it going to do? How's it going to make you feel? Hi, we're all out here at the ecstasy party in the forest of the trees with the fairies, and we're doing DMT, mushrooms, and LSD. Woo! Yeah. Venus and Aries. Be careful. Be careful. That's one of those. I really have loved our ancestors and the wise people before us, and that the medicine and or the poison is in the dosage. I would agree. That's very important. Very wise, air, magic, wisdom. Jupiter and Aquarius. That's the key, is going to be moderation. And this is all Saturday. So think about how Saturday is one of those spaces that, usually if you didn't go out on Friday, or maybe you're recovering from a hangover, or you didn't have a hangover, or you're excited because Saturday is like the real middle day that you can go out and do something because you work maybe Monday through Friday. It's also going to be, Matt, dun, 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 a new moon on Saturday. A new moon in Aries. What does that mean? Tell us.
So a cycle of, just the moon kind of sets the lunar cycle kind of sets the energy for the month. So like it's going to be a month where, there's lots of these different pieces all moving kind of in the background, but you're going to have that same kind of impulsive, screw it, let's just do it kind of energy, and a rebirth of that. So not only do you have the energy that I just talked about that could lead to, just say, some interesting things, potentially dangerous, but interesting things on Saturday, you're going to have this extra oomph of, it's a new start and I'm going to be much more impulsive and spontaneous. And so there's going to be a lot of nudges to do things impulsively on Saturday.
So think about the plan, or have some kind of a plan, or think about insurance or consider some type of insurance. I'm putting there in the chat for people to just kind of consider, again, like you said, that new moon is a clean slate where many people are unconsciously going to be cleaning, purging, throwing things out, lighting things on fire, breaking up with people on Fridays, Mercury and Aries. You know what? That's it. I just had enough with you. That's Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to think about it. You know what I'm going to think about? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to call all my friends, and they're going to be pissed too because it's fire season. They're going to be emotional. They're going to be like, you know what? Misery loves company. Me too. Me too. No, me too. Yeah, me too. You know what? Let's all go out on Friday, but it'd be better if we were single. You know what? Me too. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll do it too. You do it. Let's all do it. Let's all do it. And they all do it. That goes down on Friday. Saturday is the new me. You know what? New me, new haircut, new name, new space, new website, new look, new brand, new hashtag. I'm going for it. I'm going for it too. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Let's all go for it. Let's do it. Okay. And then you go ahead and you're feeling these nudges. It's going to be very forward, very leadership driven, very influential, very forward. Don't look back. Burn bridges. Who cares? Thelma and Louise, hair in the wind. Drive off the deep end. No one cares anymore. It's a pandemic out there. Go for the gold because no one cares anymore. It's going to be that way on Saturday. And now knowing it, being suggestive, you're going to maybe be aware of it. Or if, like for me, if you're like thinking of a space in case management or maybe a new project or a new book, or you're wanting to book a vacation, this can be, you know what? I want to go somewhere new, somewhere different. You know what? Let's just blow all of the tax return and go to Spain. You know, it's like that weird thing. Who knows? So just be aware and be careful. Be extra aware of your intuitive flags. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say, Matt?
If you get some big light bulb idea on Saturday to go try something new, I think we say this every time. I think it's just wise. Just take a couple breaths and think through it before, you know, if it's something minor, you're probably okay. But if it's something that's going to like commit you massively time or money wise, you might want to just think it through because there's going to be a lot of impulsive energy on Saturday.
Newness and wanting to do things that might be destructive, that Aries, that fire sign, that burn it. Newness. I need space. I need people to know how I feel. I need people to feel the way I feel.
Don't get a tattoo this Saturday.
Don't get a tattoo. Don't. I know I'm going to blow a hole in the podcast here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. My dad's getting his second shot, his second vaccine on Saturday. I'm so nervous. If you guys join me on social media, you'll see me freaking out slowly and subtly. It's because of that. That's when people keel over, man. I'm trying to be fine about it. I'm trying to be fine. Those of you who've gotten it and you're fine, go ahead and encourage me. Tell me that you're fine. You're fine. It's fine. It's fine. But this is one of those like, go ahead and get it because you'll get 25% off your purchase. Really? I've been wanting to buy a new headset. You should do it. And then you should get your shot while you're there. They'll give you 25% off. Really? Which one? I don't know. It's probably the cheaper one. Who knows? It's probably even air. It's probably not even anything. Cool. I'm going to go get it. Okay.
Don't buy a car. Don't buy a car Saturday. Don't buy a house Saturday.
Freshly hair damage.
Major on Saturday.
They're all on sale. Just got our tax return. Let's go get that new car on Saturday. Don't
go to a timeshare presentation on Saturday.
I mean, you could go, just don't buy anything.
Yeah, but the energy is going to be really nudging you. Those salespeople are going to be at a really big advantage. I would say stay away.
Right. Just stay away. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Just instead, this would be like a really good space, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's not to say that you shouldn't do things, right? Because I always want to say it's not to say that you shouldn't do things. It's just not significantly new. Like, I've been a cave diver my whole life, And that cave over there, the one no one ever goes in, the one that I think today I'll go. Even though I'm alone, even though all my equipment isn't completely charged. Fuck it, I'm feeling like today's the day. Don't. Not today. Not today.
It would be a good day to go to the gym and
Great.
start maybe a routine, but don't get too carried away because you'll also have this energy of, I've never exercised, I haven't exercised in 5 years, but I'm just going to go nut and, and you won't be able to move on
So
stuff.
see if I can still bench press 140.
Tone it down, but it is a good day to jumpstart something very productive. But I would say nothing that commits you significantly to any kind of money or any significant long-term commitment. Just try to make positive changes on Saturday.
This is plug in your equipment for the cave dive. Tell someone you want to go to the cave and find someone to go with you because it's always good to have a buddy if you're cave diving. And then plan to go on Monday when the weather's better and there's not supposed to be some maybe flash flood because you actually looked at the weather and planned for it. That would be a good idea. It's not that going or doing the thing is a bad idea. It's that we want you to know that you should be in a planned space because a lot of people are going to be out doing shit without a plan. And people who are doing shit without a plan means drunk drivers, people who aren't thinking. And if you're out there doing stuff also without a plan, you're going to be in the same frequency as those people. Therefore, the likely probability of you having some chaos or collateral damage hit you is higher. You want to avoid those things. So you want to be in a space of more planned, more reserved, less fire, calm, thinking, more earth. And that's totally cool. And then to engage in a little bit and just a little bit, or just to think before engaging. Because Sunday, here we go. And we're doing good on time. We've still got like 15 minutes and we're doing great because we're on Sunday. Sunday, April 11th, 4/11. Why do I think 411? Oh, that's because that's help in other countries. And 411 is also information. Okay. 411. The 411 is Venus. Will be in Aries again. Squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn.
Can never escape Pluto.
Never.
It's always going to be a Pluto aspect. Real quick, before I get to that, I wanted to just quick add, because I don't think I've ever described this before. This just kind of hit me. Another way I think to look at Aries is it's like instinct. So when you just react and do something without necessarily like think, it's like that's kind of like Aries energy there too. So when you have this, like, it's not, why'd you do what you did? I don't know. I just kind of like did it. It just seemed like the right thing to do. That's kind of like the Aries thing. It's just impulsive, quick, kind of instinctual, raw. Just wanted to add that to, you got a lot of that going on Saturday. Now, Venus in Aries. So again, not screw it. We're just going to do it. Very impulsive, very action oriented. In the planet of romance and pleasure, square is opposed by Pluto. Is the farthest planet out. It is big, transformative change, control. It's like we talked about this on Sunday. I view it as like the big gear. If you have a bunch of gears that everything's moving on, Pluto's like that big gear that, like, when it moves and like everything moves. Very impersonal change. These are the things that it's just, I could give a crap what you think. It's just going to happen. In Capricorn, which Capricorn is success, achievement, status. View it as like that, again, the goat climbing the mountain, then it gets to the top of the mountain and realizes there's a bigger mountain in front of it. So it's just going to want to keep going, want to keep going, want to keep going. So this is impulsive, aggressive, action-oriented in the field of romance or pleasure, being opposed by big transformational changes in the realm of success. So I view this almost as romantic impulses or maybe monetary impulses that work against your big success and transformational goals. So short-term pleasure, at the expense of long-term benefit and gain.
And see, and I think when I think of Venus in Aries, I think about again I always tend to think of sexuality or sensuality first, you know, and that Venus and Aries in that fire space, that's that want to do things, that want to fight for desire and control and chaos. And really, this is, you're going to want to suffer. That pleasure is going to want to be pushed to the end. But think about how fire then kind of recycles itself into an earth space, Capricorn. And so Pluto in Capricorn, and this, like you've got Venus moving really quickly and Pluto moving really slow on the outside, right? And so Capricorn, Pluto over here going, you know what? This is going to change. This is going to be over here, over here, over here, over here. But I'm still moving slowly, and that you need to think about this. I kind of feel like when I look at this intuitively, this pleasure versus pain, I think this is going to be a lot of one night stands where someone probably gets pregnant. I think that this is going to be a lot of breakup, rebound sex that goes wrong. Someone gets an STD. Someone gets something that is life-changing because Venus is in Aries. And also it's that fight for your power, fight for control, is loving, is suffering. And so, how could you do this to me? Well, I was mad. Well, it's going to be these kind of Sunday vibes that, again, it's going to be best if you're not doing anything. Stay at home and masturbate if you feel the absolute desire to engage in Venus. Don't necessarily do stupid things. Don't do it. Don't do it. It won't be worth it. That's kind of what I think Pluto and Capricorn is saying. You need to be practical. You need to be analytical. And that's going to come secondary to Venus, which is moving a lot faster and is more forward and more close and more sensual and in Aries. So keep that in mind.
I'll give some really dumb examples. These are just plain examples. So like, you have a new job offer and a new career thing that's going to send you out to California, and you meet somebody on Saturday when we're in the big impulsive anything goes things, and you decide that this is my soulmate and I'm going to turn down the job and I'm not going to move out to California, and screw it. I'm now unemployed in a field that, has high levels of unemployment, but I don't care. I just met my soulmate, and, by next weekend, you guys aren't even talking to each other. Or, I'm going to leave everything and I'm going to run off because the same thing. I just, spontaneously met the love of my life. It's these short-term, fleeting, impulsive ideas that come in that if you act on them will come at the expense of your overall long-term benefit goals and kind of life path.
That's for sure. For sure. For sure. So keeping that in mind, it's important. It's relevant. It's just one of those things that, you're going to want to. And when I think about profiling people, sorry, I was outside again, guys. I was outside gardening. So now I've got the itchies. I'm afraid there's ticks. I know it's too cold for ticks and I've got chickens, but still I'm worried. Anyway, this idea of, do you know if you're kinesthetic? Do you know if you're visual? Do you know or have an idea of what your learning channel is? Because if you're a kinesthetic person, wow, definitely stay at home, have a nice bath, do something that's like exfoliating, that feels really good, play a movie that you like, really engage in the things that you enjoy that are pleasurable. That's my dog. If you are someone who's more visual, be aware of what that means for kind of soothing yourself visually, going and watching a good movie, making sure that you're around beautiful things, that you're not sitting in front of, I say watch a movie, but then not sitting in front of a screen all day, these kinds of things that you're utilizing the energy, that you're just aware of the energy as it moves, and that you're not getting caught up, and that you're working with it, not against it. And then we're going to wrap up and come back to, in this astrological breakdown with the alchemy, Monday into Tuesday. Now, Aries season, both Monday and Tuesday have Aries movements. Monday, we wake up. Hopefully you took our advice. Hopefully you had a good weekend at home, doing gardening, doing grounding, staying focused. People are calling you going, did you hear? And you went, I did hear. Can you believe it? I don't know. I can't say for certain. I'm going to wait and hear it come back around. Well, I'm going out now. Let me know how that goes. Send a picture, please. Let me know you're safe. You stay at home. You have that weekend where you're being cool. You're just checking in on people. You're doing the right thing. You're staying focused. And Monday, you get the damage report. Moon and Aries. Moon and Aries, the feminine subconscious thoughts and tidal waves under our skin are in a fire sign, conjunct Venus in Aries. What do you say? What do you think when you hear that?
First of all, I'm going to say this is just this is going to be a really interesting week. I can't wait. I can't wait for the recap next week. So again, conjunct is combined. So we have Moon emotions. We got Venus, pleasure, romance. They're combining. So you're getting emotions totally merging with your romance and maybe romantic intentions. So feelings and romance, emotions, they all go hand in hand in screw it. We're just going to do it. Impulsive. Aries. We're not thinking things through very much. We're just going to go act now. Think about it later. At least it's on a Monday. If this was like on a Saturday, I think it's a much worse combination, but there's going to be, romantic. I would say really romantically, things are just going to feel right on Monday. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. So Monday may be the day that you're getting lots of like texts or flirty contacts, or, if you get some random call or something from somebody that you haven't heard from in a long time, it may be a fishing expedition. So keep that in mind. That could be a positive thing depending on your viewpoint. But yeah, it's going to, emotions in the whole romantic field are going to feel right on Monday, and people are going to be really impulsive and just act on stuff.
And again, I like the Venus in Aries. I like the moon in Aries. This is people feeling really bold. This is people really wanting to just be forward, be out there. I expect the culling, the great migration, the dodos going off the cliff. If you're not quite 100% certain where you're going, a large part of the herd will be lost this weekend. And I say that in both, of course, a good and a bad way, because it allows for more opportunity, more resources for people who have remained a little bit more patient, focused, planned, and in control. And those people who are more flighty, impulsive, spontaneous, they are going to burn their mouth on all of their pizza rolls and not even be able to enjoy their dessert. And we shouldn't feel bad. We've told you, you now know. So in using this energy, it's kind of do what gets you closer to your goal in a space of thinking and then feeling and then discussing it and then doing it. Everyone else is just going to do it, or they're going to want to do it. And so if you feel this desire, you're going to want to do things. You're going to want to do things. This is, I think about all the things that I want to do after a new moon, things are waxing. So it's going to naturally be increasing. And so in spell work, this is increase money. Woo! This is increase awesome energy, date night. This is increase self-care. This is increase positive networking, collaboration, growth. This is positive support, foundation, all the things that you want to grow, love, strength, endurance, all those things you want to grow. That's what you put into your spell work. That's what you focus on. All the other stuff, did you hear drama? No, none of it. Burn it. Get rid of it. Cut it. None of it.
I just wanted to add quick, thinking also of the money side of Venus, I think Monday could be a good day if you're a salesperson. I expect sales to be good on Monday because I would expect a lot of emotional, impulsive purchases of things.
To the moon, stocks.
So, yeah, if you're in a field where you sell things based on people's like emotion and stuff, you should have a good day on Monday.
Yeah. If you're a bar owner, woo! You're going to have really great sales. You're going to have highs and lows, and that's going to be great. People are going to want to go out and do gambling. People are going to gamble it all. Could be good, could be bad, depending on how much they know, if they've got their Rain Man in the game. Kind of depends. But then it comes full circle, and right here at 10 o'clock, so we're just a few minutes over. We're getting better. I'm getting better. It's mostly me. I know it's me. I'm sorry. Tuesday, April 13th, time traveling. It will be a week from today. It'll be a week from right now. Well, not technically. It'll be early that Tuesday, and you will remember these words as we have told you. Tuesday, April 13th, next week, 7 days from today, the sun will be in Aries. The sun in Aries, another Aries, fire on fire, sextile, Mars in Gemini.
Okay. So I view sun as kind of your core self, your ego. We talked about this on Sunday, that if the sun's like the basic character, then all the other planets and their signs kind of give you the flavor and develop that character further. So sun's kind of your outward core self. Again, in Aries, so impulsive. Think again, 16-year-old guy, just doing stuff like doing donuts in the parking lot. Sextile, removing obstacles. Mars, action, activity, aggression. Gemini, fork in the road. So what I see is on Tuesday, you're trying to make this decision. You want to figure out which way to go. Obstacles are going to be moved. That's your core self, your core being, some decision that you were waiting to make, or maybe a decision is going to be presented to you on Tuesday. The path will be very clear. Whereas on Thursday, the path will be very murky and you're probably going to pick the wrong one. Tuesday, the path will be very, very clear. So if you have to make a decision and you can delay that decision to Tuesday, you're better off. Don't make it on Thursday.
Hear that, everyone? For those of you wanting to pick out the floorboards or buy the things or choose the new car, or should I do it? Should I not? And even if this applies to mistakes that you make come tomorrow or Thursday, that you go, oh shoot, I have to make a decision and I'm feeling really fiery and passionate and chaos. And oh my gosh, I need to just do this. Wait. Tuesday is actually going to be a really good day for clarity in that space where that sun, that momentum, the middle of, I think of You Are My Sunshine, middle of the universe, this energy feels as though it's all around you. And so you have this kind of fire burning, this creativity where, and be careful, don't get burned out. But if you take that initiative, you can actually be enthusiastic, and that's going to be really magnetism. It's going to be magnetic. It's going to be the laws of attraction. It's going to be charming. You're going to be that lighthouse. People are going to want to be around you, and that's going to even more so attract positive energy. And with Mars and Gemini, Mars is always, again, I think of that Mel Gibson, the fighting spirit. In Gemini, that two-faced, kind of malleable air sign. They're not one way or the other, right? They are the Balthazar going back and forth kind of space. And Gemini, it's not hurtful. In Mars isn't killing anyone. It's getting information. And the sun in Aries, this is drafting and drifting. As I have said, when I think of, we drove by the speedway today, I showed my youngest son. He said he wants to be a speed racer, which I think is kind of cute. How is your vessel, your car, or maybe your favorite airplane or something? How is that kind of like your favorite form of transformation, like your body? How do you like to engage in movements like your favorite form of transportation? Do you take care of it? Do you wash it? I remember when you first get a car, you wash it every Friday, you take it, polish it, wax it, air up the tires, make sure it's taken care of. And then, 10 years later, you're like, yeah, duct tape that tail light on there. I don't even care. Like how does this maybe apply in that Aries, being able to stretch that endurance, and Mars, that fight for what can be a moderation, again, very flexible. I think that this is going to be an interesting weekend, there's a lot of fire, a lot of Aries, a lot of yang energy. And when I think of alchemy, if you have a lot of fire, think about a firefighter. Think about you in a situation where things are really hot. You're out in the desert, out in the desert when a horse with no name. What do? You want to hydrate. You want to drink a lot of water. You want to stay out of the sun. You want to stay indoors. You want to go out at night, not in the daytime. You want to be aware of the sun. You want to have something that's going to allow you to see. Make sure that you are seeing things clearly, not distorted, because too much heat can do that, especially right on that horizon line where we think we see something and have that epiphany and water, everyone rush. It's that Aries. Be careful. It's not. If you know better and someone's like, those fucking idiots, they don't realize that's what heat does right there. Shoot. Meanwhile, they all go running that way, and then they just happen to clear the way for you to see. Oh, look at that. Palm trees over there. Think I'll go that way. And you're still going in the direction. You're still moving. You're still doing something like Aries. We're still using that yang energy, but we're not rushing to it. We are not blindly doing it with spontaneous, just destructive, going to burn out our resources and probably make a poor decision, when instead the drifter right behind us, they're going to be the one that comes out ahead. And they will have expended no energy. And they will have won the gold award. And you're going to be like, those bastards. We want to be those bastards. That's where we want to be. And that's how we're going to use the astrology. And then next week, when people are burned out, they're at the little fluff spot going, where's the water? And we, the bastards, are over there going, look at all the water. Aren't we great? And they go, how are you dead? I wish I was psychic like you. And we'll say, join us on Tuesday. Join us on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for Astrology and Alchemy with Sarah and Matt. And now we're on the Paranormal Channel, right?
Yes.
That's where you can find us every Tuesday, which is pretty cool. There's all sorts of other stuff on the Paranormal Channel. I've just recently kind of got hooked on it, started watching. There's other shows. Matt, you've got a show on there, and there's some other really cool shows that it's like there's a lot of diversity. You've got Matt's show. It's very casual. You can kind of relate to it. Then you've got other shows with like graphics and more formal stuff, and it's like sit down, and it's just cool. There's something for everybody, which is what I love about it. And then now you guys are going to hopefully join us every Tuesday, guys. Put it on your schedule. Go ahead right now. Put it on your schedule every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I plan to have a delicious dinner and then join you guys. Join you, Matt, here at 9 p.m. And you guys bring your questions. If you have a concern or you want a reading, if you want an astrological reading, you can direct message Matt. Where's the best way to find you, Matt? I know people have asked and people are joining in the chat room, but where's the best place to find you?
Best place for me is either on Facebook or at my email, which is mslozer. So just my initial and the name that's on there at Yahoo.
Perfect. mslozer at yahoo.com. And then paranormalsarah.com, guys. If you Google Paranormal Sarah, you're going to find me, or just wherever you are listening to this right now, whether it is Instagram, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Facebook, wherever StreamYard has taken you as a distant time traveler of the past or future, wherever, whenever, wherever you are. It's okay. We'll be here next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central. And so you can just kind of plan on it. And I do hope that you will. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And if there's anything else that you have, Matt, what do you think? Anything else for this week?
I think that's it. It's going to be an interesting week. So just sit back and watch.
A lot of fire.
And, this is a lot of fun. I'm glad we do this. It's a lot of fun.
I am too. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to make this spring and this summer, which, another year of a pandemic and some, as we shared on your Sunday night astrology show, there's some really weird and wild, cool prophetic things in the next year, 2 years, 4 years. to look forward to. And so for all of us to be able to take this adventure together is kind of cool. I kind of do these fingers. I get really excited. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We will see you here next week at The Paranormal Channel or The Paranormal Channel on YouTube. And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to contact us. Otherwise, have a great night and we will talk with you next week.
Bye.